Hello there, my name is Vince Dowd and I'm the founder of Authentic Elevation. I'm an internal wealth strategist. Now, what does that mean? Well, you see, over 25 years, I've trained over 350,000 people on external strategies of finance, such as stock market, real estate, business, options. And what I found is the big problem that people have is really not outside of themselves, it is inside of themselves. So I realized on my own journey, and my journey's taken me to some amazing places, but especially on the inner dimensions of myself, I realized that the magic is really that everything, absolutely everything, starts from the inside out. It's all an inside job. Your relationships, your abundance, your health and well-being, your connecting with your true nature, it all starts on the inside. So I want to ask you this today. Today I want to talk about health and wellness and self-care. You know, this also goes along with creating community. Because what's happening today is with the advent of technology, it's really caused isolation. More and more people today are isolated, cooped up at home, playing on the internet or playing on their mobile phone, maybe watching Netflix, and they're losing connection with community. Now, let me just take you back to years ago before we had air conditioning. What was very interesting is people would sit on their patio and they would fan themselves, drink cool drinks, and they would talk to their neighbors who are on the porch just across the way. Now, the interesting thing about that is they created a community, trust, friends, and it was very healthy for human beings. Once air conditioning was invented, people went back inside the house, same with heating. They stayed inside, they didn't connect with their neighbors. Today, very few people connect with their neighbors. And today, people are getting sicker and sicker with more depression, more anxiety, more pain, and more suicidal thoughts than ever before. Technology is actually separating people because it's being used in addictive ways. So I want to encourage you and I want to ask you how you start your day. How do you take care of yourself? What's your self-care and wellness regimen? What do you do? You know, I used to get up every morning and just start my day like I did the day before. And today what I'm realizing, I have to be intentional about my day. I have to start my day by being very aware and very awake. Because if you just go back into the programs of the past, what happens in the past is that you end up just reliving the past. So you've got to start with a demarcation point and say, today I'm going to be very conscious of what I want my day to unveil. So as an example, when I get up in the morning, after I do my business, I will go meditate. And I will meditate so that I can become at stillness and to get to a level where I'm outside of my analytical mind. And, you know, I will create the thought patterns that I want today. If you think about it, we create our thoughts or we allow thoughts to happen. If we create our thoughts intentionally, we can create the thoughts that we want to have in the day, and that will start to shape our life. And then you create the emotions around those thoughts. What emotions do you want to have? How do you want to show up in the world? As you create those emotions and you feel those in your body and in your heart and you anchor those with your thoughts, once you really feel that, then you can get up and start your day and you'll see a whole different change in your day. You might have some lemon water to cleanse the toxins from the night. You might have what I do, which is ginger tea with turmeric, and I do that every day. I get ginger root and turmeric and I boil it and then I drink that in the morning. Very healthy, very detoxifying. It also causes anti-inflammatory response. So that's self-care. If we get up in the morning and we start our day thinking, I got to take care of me, everything else is secondary. I don't care if it's bills, the job, the kids, all those are important. I get it. But at the end of the day, if you're not taking care of you, you don't have the energy, the time, or the patience to take care of anybody else. And then spending time in the day to move. You want to make sure you're moving. How are you moving? And are you around other people to encourage you and to keep you accountable to take care of yourself? You know, I think it's really important that we allot some time maybe to watch Netflix. Maybe you allot some hours to spend on the internet. But then keep in mind that the ability to be social, the ability to go out and work out. You know, give you an example. One of my dates that I just met somebody, and the next date we're going to go to yoga together. Then we're going to work out together. See, that's an intentional date. A lot of dates I do are very mysterious and they're fun, but I always try to get things where we're moving because I think it's really important that you move through the process. You want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, that you're adding value to your body, that you're getting the proper breathing in. Now, listen, if you think back, even ancient before air conditioning was where the sages talked about we are earth, wind, fire, and water. Those elements is what make us up. And if you think about it, 72% of our body is water, and water carries memory. So as you drink water, coming out of the tap, it's probably poisonous. So what's really good to do is to really have some good feelings towards water. Now, this is very interesting. If you've never studied this before, you might want to look up the work by Dr. Emoto on YouTube. When you send energy to water, which could be negative or positive vibrational thoughts, you actually change the crystalline structure. And everything, water remembers. Water heals itself and it remembers. So if you're 72% water, starting your day with water and actually having a great feeling about the water is important. You know, in some of the homes in India, for example, the traditional homes, they would bring water that was not healthy and they would put it in a container and they would kind of bless the water and put a flower on it and leave it overnight. And that way the water went back to memory with the blessing and it became much healthier to drink. Think about that. That's powerful. Then also getting some sunshine, getting out with friends. This week here in Fort Lauderdale, they're having Flock Fest. That's a day on the beach where people get on their little birds or whatever it is. They go down to the beach and they fellowship together and have fun. Of course, drinking and things like that. But the key is they're out in the sunshine getting some of that fire. So there's fire and water. And then the earth. What is the earth? That's the food. What are the foods you're eating? Are you eating foods that are taking care of you, that are nourishing you? They're giving you high energy. You know, I used to eat a lot of junk food. And one day when I had a car accident, I had to get a weightlifting trainer. This is when I started weightlifting. And I never had really gotten muscle working out in the gym before. And he had me go through and write down everything I was eating for a whole week. Wow, what a revelation that was. I thought I was eating pretty healthy, and what I found is I was eating a bunch of junk foods. I was eating cookies and cakes and hamburgers and fries. And no wonder I didn't feel great. Although I was young, my body didn't look that bad. I had some acne. But once he showed me to consciously and intentionally change my diet and I would change my body, I started to do that and be more cognizant of what I put in my body. So that would be the earth, right? And then the air. What's the air? Well, obviously breathing. Are you in charge of your breath or does it just breathe you? I mean, typically our body breathes itself. But if you can spend a little bit of time every day doing breathing, conscious breathing. Conscious breathing means you're very aware and you're in the moment of that breath. So I used to live in an ashram and I studied yoga and yoga nidra. One of the things you always do with yoga is called pranayama. Pranayama is the breath work. And we would do alternate nasal breathing where we would breathe in through one nostril and then the other nostril breathe out. Breathe in. And then you do this. Now you could do a mudra where you're doing it back and forth like this, but your alternate nasal breathing, what it does is it actually soothes your nervous system, it soothes your brain, and it slows you down to relaxation. So if you're high energy, if you're stressed out, this is a great way. Do 30 rounds of that, maybe 2 or 3 times, and watch the magic that happens. And as you're doing it, pay attention to the breath. But these are really important things to start your day with. But if you're just cooped up in your house or at home watching Netflix and you're not out and about in the community, you're missing out on the growth of you as a human being and the contributions that you can have to other people. Remember, whether you like it or not, you are somebody in this universe that people need. In fact, there are people right now, I believe, that are waiting for you. You are basically supposed to come into their life. Some people just for a moment, some for a season, and some for a lifetime. And you have information, you have a role to play that will help them on their path in this life. I believe every human being has this, including myself. I believe there's everybody that comes into my life is bringing me value, that's bringing me purpose, that's bringing me energy. There's reasons that everybody comes into my life. Those who have come and left, those who have come and stayed, and those who have come just for a short time and then they're gone again. I believe that we all are here to bring value to each other. So by staying at home watching Netflix, by hiding at the house, by not feeling like going out, you just create more of that death spiral of being more isolated. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but I want to share it. There was a study done years ago in a hospital, and they found that the baby that was furthest away from the door died. And when they looked at it, they found that a baby can only last so many days without being touched before it dies. So touch is so critical to the nervous system. The human body needs touched, and you should really be getting 3 hugs a day. And you know what? I know some of you are like, I don't hug people, that's not me. I get it. But at least go out and touch people, shake their hands, maybe put your hand on their shoulder. As you develop understanding of what it's like to be touched in a non-threatening, healthy way, what happens is you'll start to enjoy the touch. You'll start to realize that when you are touched, it generates oxytocin. It releases the inner pharmacy of your brain. And what starts to happen? You start to have endorphins and GABA. You start to release these chemicals that have always been there that make you feel amazing, that make you feel connected, that now your life starts to work. And the shadow, the depression, the anxiety, those start to disappear. I can say it because I used to be highly depressed. I used to be highly stressed out and in anxiety. And today, because of self-care, because of taking care of myself, slotting out every day and making it a priority that you come first before your kids, before your husband or wife, before your boyfriend or girlfriend, before your job, your career, you come first. Even you have to get up earlier in the morning, maybe an hour earlier before everybody else is up, and have that time to you. Work out, meditate, drink your water with lemon, or drink your ginger turmeric tea, and start your day with solitude and gratefulness. And then schedule some time every day to connect with other people, to go talk to a few people, to go out and maybe work out. Go join something like Orange Theory. I do Orange Theory quite often. It's a group of people. You work out together. You compete with each other. Maybe you do yoga. Maybe you work out in the gym. Maybe you do group things. You know, the next date, like I said, I'm going on is going to be a yoga workout and a workout. In fact, I just met my new date here this last weekend. I went to Austin, and we connected like crazy, and we both love to work out. We both are very much on the same path. And that creates a beautiful bonding when you're moving in the same direction with your partner or with whoever it is you're dating until you become partners. And then you just find yourself on the road to meet the people that are like you. So do your body a favor, do your mind a favor, take care of yourself, start tomorrow morning. Set some time to get up, spend the first 10, 15 minutes just breathing and being grateful, being thankful. And then notice maybe the alternate nasal breathing. And then also start your thoughts. What thoughts do you want to think today? And then get the emotions to align with those thoughts. What thoughts and what emotions do you want to feel? And once you feel those feelings, once you feel those, and then you feel for sure you've got this going, stand up and start your day. And keep coming back to remember that this is your day and you're in control of your thoughts and your emotions. And as you do this, go out to the world, keep moving, keep enjoying your life, and you're gonna see that that self-care, that health, that well-being will radiate from you to other people, and they will want to follow you. You will touch them in many ways beyond physical touch. You will touch them with your energetic response and your energetic transmission, which is very powerful. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it, please share it, but also please comment. I love engagement. And if you have any questions, anything like that, you can always contact me at Vince@Authentic Elevation. And also, please check out my website, AuthenticElevation.com. I look forward to sharing your story, hearing more from you, and otherwise, have a wonderful and fantastic day.